Welcome everybody to today's webinar. My name is Michael Greenberg, Product Marketing Manager here at Checkpoint. And with me today, I have the pleasure of having Yaron, our Product Manager for Security Platforms. Now, a couple of housekeeping items before we go ahead and get started. This webinar is in fact being recorded and of course will be made available in the coming days, as well as the presentation that we'll be sharing with you today. In addition, I invite you to please use the Q&A box that's available to you there on your screens, and please ask your questions throughout the session. At the end, we will go ahead and do our best to answer all the questions that are asked. As well, we will go ahead and push a poll that should take you no more than a moment to go ahead and fill out, where we'll be able to continue and provide you content that's relevant for you guys. So we're going to go ahead and look at the messaging and the positioning of our new quantum security gateways. We have a little bit more of a deep dive, sharing the specifications of the products. And of course, we'll go ahead and look at the business model and what's next for everybody. So let's go ahead and take a look at the state of enterprise network security as it stands today. And I think the pandemic that's happening in the world now, what's going on, is even more relevant to the needs that we're seeing of our customers today. Those needs are very clear for us. They're very simple. We need to be able to stop cyber attacks. We need to be able to have the ability to grow on demand, and more importantly, we need unified products. If we're taking, just this example of everything that's going on around us, all the additional remote access users that are connecting to the networks, the increase in traffic that the internet is seeing, as well users connected to their personal devices, accessing enterprise assets, there's just a very big pocket of vulnerabilities there that can be happening. And the truth is, by the time the customer's IT guy gets through it and actually goes through all of the detection alerts, the truth is they're probably breached. On top of that, if we take into consideration what's happening now, there's many operations that need to quickly scale and quickly grow. And if you haven't been budgeting for it, how are we able to do that at a moment's notice? And if we have to replace an existing gateway every time that we're actually doing it, our operations are going to become extremely complex. And that's not even talking about working within a single vendor. If we're working within a multi-vendor, it gets really complicated, and that need for unified products is even more relevant. And it can take hours to deploy a gateway, and you're lacking any consolidation across your security and your management, which makes it really hard to be efficient and to be quick in your operations when it comes to delivering security and the services that you do for our customers. So to answer these needs, we're introducing our quantum security gateways, which is taking a leap for our quantum leap for our network security. If we take a look at what the pillars of what we're building out for our quantum security gateways, and I'd like to mention, when we're going out there and we're selling our quantum security gateways, there's two important things. One, this is a big time first for Checkpoint, offering uncompromising security by giving the highest caliber of prevention with SandBlast directly out of the box. We'll be able to dive a little bit deeper into that. This is crucial, and this makes us a big differentiator in the market when it comes to other vendors out there that are offering their appliances and what security is included in it. And frankly, there's just at the moment we are really providing the best security that we have in our portfolio within these quantum security gateways. The next is the innovations that we have around Maestro and the ability that we're able to do security at hyperscale. Being able to on demand utilize my current resources and existing resources and expand upon that and reach a hyperscale span is incredibly crucial. We'll dive deeper into that. And being able to of course, handle our security and manage it, is so important, and that's where R80 comes in. And we've had, customers. This is actually a customer of ours, Phoenix International, who've been able to cut operations by up to 80%. And when we take these gateways, they're packaged with our software, and this really is where the best security is meeting the perfect hardware. So when we take a little bit further on what the quantum security gateways entail, there's a complete range. No one's being left out, from the branch office to the data center. We have the new Quantum 3600 and 3800. We have the Quantum 62 and 6400 for the small enterprises. We have the Quantum 66 and 67 for the mid-sized enterprises, and the Quantum 7000 and 16200 for large enterprises. And of course, our 2U and 3U quantum security gateways, the 26,000 and 28,000 for data centers. So just looking and expounding about what it means when we say that, it's a first-time offering from Check Point, and a big differentiator in the market is being able to have the first year of SandBlast included. This means that there is over 60 plus security services focused just on prevention loaded into our quantum security gateways. When we have that urge to grow, and we have that need to scale on demand, we're able to do that with Check Point Maestro. And I want to remind everybody that since we've launched Check Point Maestro, okay, this is the only hyperscale network security solution in the industry, okay, and we're allowed to take our actual static appliances and put them in a hyperscale span, as the quantum security gateways are all Maestro enabled, and get to hyperscale span, as you can see here, with the 28,000 up to 1.5 terabits per second of threat prevention performance. Not only is it, if we understand that it's to this day still the only hyperscale network security solution, this also means it's the only hyperscale network security solution that can do cloud level resiliency on premise. Now, this is crucial for being able to really have that active environments happening, have that advanced N+1 clustering there, and really utilize all the resources that are available to you. If we take a comparison of what's happening with our Quantum 16,000 hyperscale, this is a Maestro designed 1U gateway. What we're looking at is a 6U rack comparison. When we see what we're looking at against others, obviously it's going to be an active passive. You're missing that hypersync technology that we have with Maestro. And obviously at a security level of Gen 4 when compared to 78 gigabits per second of Gen 5 threat prevention. As we just mentioned, with Maestro, we have the ability to scale. So with that hyperscale span, we can get up to 850 gigabits per second. And what's really great about these high-end gateways here, and we'll also take a little bit further look at it, is they're 2.5 times faster and 2.5 times greener than other high-end gateways. As you can see, the power efficiency levels there. So this is really something to take into consideration. On top of the fact that all of the quantum security gateways are Maestro enabled, that we're offering our complete SandBlast technologies in our quantum security gateways for the first year, and it's going to be a huge differentiator when you start taking this out into the market. Of course, the quantum security gateways are leveraged by the best hardware. We have the latest CPUs and chipsets available. We have modular hardware for allowing our appliances to be configured as we please. You can see the available expansion slots that we have there. All of them are 100% enterprise SSD drives. And they all have the second power supply unit. And I think is really cool with the branch office 3600 quantum security gateway, we have that second power supply unit, which is really useful, and the much needed lights out management for all of the gateways. On top of that, when you have the need to have high flexibility and you need strong network connectivity, we have the highest port density in the industry, looking at a 3U quantum security gateway that we have with 8 expansion slots available. So by being able to utilize the power of R80, okay, and SandBlast, it's again, this is what's being offered the first year with SandBlast in the quantum security gateways, okay? When we take our gateways and they go get tested, it's running R80 there. So R80 has enhanced SSL inspection with improved web experience for HTTP2 protocols, coupled with the best security. We have our tried and true unified policy, the best way for integrating users, devices, networks, applications, and data into a single policy. What's really great with RD40, which was recently announced, is we also have a dedicated HTTPS layer for policy inspection, which is super helpful for admins to go ahead and delegate their cybersecurity. And it's one thing, and it's great to have the SandBlast technologies available to us, but it's also super important to be effective. And as you can see in the recent NSS breach prevention system, we actually had 100% block rate there. So we're very proud of our SandBlast and R80 products there that, again, are now being offered into our quantum security gateways. And to take it even further and to make sure that our operations are smooth, not just when it comes to moving around in our policies and delegating that, it also means having zero-touch access to that threat prevention when it comes to installing a new gateway. And it's pretty straightforward. You power it up, you connect the network cable, and you click on the activation link. And once when you guys get your hands on this presentation, you'll be able to see the greats and how easy it is to apply the zero-touch there. So with that, I'd like to go ahead and pass it to Yaron, who will take us into the innovations around the security performance we've been able to do with our quantum security gateways. Yaron?
Yes, Michael, thank you very much for the excellent introduction. My name is Yaron Weiler, Product Manager at Checkpoint, responsible for security gateway appliances and Maestro. And I would like to take you through the next stage, which is a bit more technical regarding the different changes we have made with this quantum relaunch. So first, what you see over here is some of the key advantages and differentiators between the old 2016 lineup and the new quantum lineup we just announced. And we can see the benefits in all aspects possible, starting with the default security. The older appliances were coming with threat prevention or NGTP, whereas the new appliances are coming with SandBlast for the first year. Gen 5 performance is 60% higher from around 1.5 gigabit per second of threat prevention going all the way to 2.5. Hyperscalability, which is the support under Maestro, it's not supported in most of the old appliances and is supported for all quantum appliances. The MAC connectivity, although this is a small enterprise appliance, it used to have only up to 1 gigabit connectivity. We realize it's not enough, so all the small appliances, small enterprise appliances are now coming with up to 10 gigabit of connectivity. And even when it comes to CPU cores, we double from 2 cores to 4 cores, which enables you to handle much more simultaneously workload and connections. Let's go to the next one. Over here, we have a similar example from the large enterprise or the data centers. We can see the old 23800 in compared to the new Quantum 26000. Over here as well, we see the major improvements in all aspects: the security gateway, the performance, connectivity, CPU cores. We are improving by at least 50% in every possible aspect, while keeping similar list price, the overall list price, which is the TCO, the total cost of ownership, from the old appliances to the new one. Meaning when you go to new opportunities, new RFQs, new quotes, we urge you to use the new quantum solution since it provides much more at the same price. Let's continue, Michael. What we see over here is the complete lineup that we're going to have in the catalog starting today. The new catalog is live with all the data sheets, collateral, comparison chart, accessories guide, the cast, everything is will be live throughout the day today. I would like to have a few comments over here. You do see some newer modules in the card, and what we did is we simplify the offering for all the modules. We now have only base and plus. Moving forward, we cancel the turbo, what used to be the turbo. Customer did not like the concept of the turbo for several reasons. First one was the fact that many of them purchased base or plus and wanted to upgrade to turbo later on, which is not possible due to the different CPU. The other one, and the more confusing one, was the fact that we introduced two sets of performance numbers on a per model base, one set for the base and plus and the other set for the turbo. That causes a lot of chaos, mainly around quotes, RFP responses, etc. And lastly, even those customers that wanted to have the turbo because of the higher performance, they did not like the list price associated with it, since the turbo is coming with many accessories in an optimal configuration, and they wanted a lean base version of the turbo, which we do not have. So moving forward, you're going to have only base and plus on a per model base. All the previous, all the previous turbos are now being renamed plus of a new higher model. For example, if you look at the 6200, the base and plus are unchanged, whereas the 6200 turbo is now renamed 6400 plus, and we added the base version into it. The same applies for all other models. Also, I would like to mention, again, we are repeating ourselves, but it's tremendously important. All the quantum appliances are now coming with SandBlast for the first year, whereas for the second year, you have the option to choose between NGFW, NGTP, SandBlast, or not to renew at all, meaning we do have support only option. All the appliances, the quantum appliances, starting with the 6200 are Maestro enabled, which will value tremendous scalability moving forward with the Maestro solution, which is our unique offering compared to anything else in the market. The other rows in the slide just highlight the performance, connectivity, and other configurations for the quantum appliance. Now let's move forward to the business offering. Within the business model, we do have three main simple guidelines. The first one is the highest level of security in every product. The second is the most candid subscription rate in the industry. And third is a simple modular offering. Starting with the first one, again, I do feel that we are repeating ourselves, but this is important. We are equipping all the quantum appliances with the SandBlast for the first year. This is the highest level of security out there. And we do hope that the renewal rate is going to increase because of it, because customers will understand and realize the value of getting the best security solution out there and will not want to go to a lesser one. Talking about the candid offering, we provide some comparison that we have in two main segments. The first one is the mid-size enterprise. Over here, we have the Quantum 6600 compared to Palo Alto 3250. And we do see that we are better in every possible aspect or dimension of the comparison, starting with the out-of-the-box security level, which is Gen 5 in case of the Quantum compared to Gen 4 in Palo. Their performance is 23% higher, much lesser real estate, half the space size, and much lesser in power consumption, meaning it's a more green solution. Talking about the pricing, we can see over here that the starting list price of the Quantum is higher than the appliance by Palo. But please do not forget that the Quantum already coming with the SandBlast for the first year, whereas Palo is naked and you need to add the subscription and the support. So after we are adding that, and if you had another click, please, we can see that the overall TCO for 1 year, which is the combination of appliance plus subscription plus support, we are lesser than Palo Alto because on top of the $36.5 thousand, we need to add the 70% of the support, whereas for Palo, you need to add the support, but also the 60% subscription rate for the SandBlast. You can also see that our support rate is lower and our subscription rate for SandBlast is much, much lower than competition. Let's move forward. Over here, we see another example from branch office segment. Again, we are better in every possible aspect, better performance out of the box, 50% stronger in performance, better in real estate or rec space, much better in power consumption. And again, over here, although the starting list price is slightly higher, all you need to add is the support for the quantum. And in case of Palo, you need to add the support and the subscription, and you find that the overall TCO, the hardware plus subscription plus support, is much cheaper in Checkpoint Quantum solution rather than Palo Alto. This is about being candid. Regarding simplicity, as I mentioned before, the product, all the quantum product will come with either base and plus. The turbo model going to be renamed plus of a newer, higher model. So we do have a simple offering in the configuration. You can easily upgrade from base to plus or from plus to the maximal. I would like to remind you that plus is the optimal configuration and there is still room for additional accessories. When talking about the subscription, so other than the first year that are already coming with SandBlast, in the second year, you have the option to choose between NGFW, NGTP, or SandBlast, or not to renew at all and have support only. Talking about support, we do recommend the premium 24/7, also have option for diamond support. I would like to mention that unlike before, we do allow standard support for quantum appliances. We do not recommend standard support, but in case this is mandatory and required in order to win the business, then we allow standard support for quantum appliances. So what's next? Trade-ins. So we do have up to 25% additional discounts. So we can trade in the old Checkpoint appliances and get 100% credit on the current list price of the old appliance. We can have 25 discounts for IP products or 20% for non-IP products, which are equivalent. Let's talk about deal registration. Over here, again, up to 25% additional discounts on new customer deals, or we can have competitive replacement of 15% additional discounts for deals above 20K, or emerging technologies, 15% additional discounts on deal above 20K. So again, new incentive for you to go with the quantum appliances for deal registration. What is it for me? So for these partners that are working and offering the quantum appliances, you gain the skills of a scalable platform expert, you earn partner map specialization, and support fast path to product team. This is going to differentiate you with the Maestro training. We do have a new Maestro training class, the certifications you can see on the left side of the screen, and we highly recommend to get trained on the Maestro as well. So let's summarize. What do we have to offer within the quantum lineup? So we're going to offer the best security solution out there in the market since it's bundled with SandBlast threat prevention. We're going to offer hyperscalability of all quantum appliances up to 1.5 terabit of threat prevention. We have the faster processing with the latest and greatest CPU out there in the market. And we offer modular hardware with light-out management that enable you to have simple agile quoting and renewal. So that's the overview of what we have to offer. Michael, would you like to take us through the FAQ?
Yes, please. Thank you, Yaron. And before I just start the FAQ, I just want to make sure that we're all aware of with the new quantum security gateways, the potential there is when we look at all of our refresh opportunities. So I'd like to go through the frequently asked questions here. Yaron is doing diligent work with many of you partners out there, as well as with some of the senior SEs out there, to really make sure that we're doing the best position and move with our quantum security gateways. So of course, a lot of questions have come in. So I'd like to go over some of them. So what are the security subscriptions options with the quantum security gateways? All the quantum gateways are delivered with the full suite of SandBlast for 0 day against Gen 5. And what are the renewal options offered with the quantum security gateway. So our aim is for customers to benefit and appreciate the value of our SandBlast Suite subscription. For this reason, we have also adjusted our renewal rates, making them the most attractive in the industry. So customers who still choose to can renew our next generation threat prevention or NGFW for the second year, or decide not to renew subscription and stay with the Gen 2 firewall only. So what about the subscription and support bundles? Are they mandatory? So we have unbundled the subscription and support, which allows our customers the freedom to purchase these separately. And is the subscription a fixed percentage of the appliance list price? So the subscription rates do vary from percent to percent in order to offer industries the most attractive sandboxing subscription in the industry. So what are the support options to choose from? So security is a 24/7 business. We've been mentioning that, again, that we're offering the best security available in our quantum security gateways. So organizations need, obviously to keep themselves secured. So therefore, we offer premium 24/7 support with the expansion option to Diamond, Elite Pro, and 4-hour on-site RMA. Where is the support calculated? So once we bundled the subscription and support, the support moved back to the second page of the product catalog, which you should all be familiar with. And I'm sure many of you are asking, is there collaborative support? So of course, yes, there is collaborative support. What about standard support? So, as mentioned, 8x5 support is just not going to cut it for security products of 2020. So too, moving forward. And so the standard process is in the process of being phased out, but it's nothing yet to have any concern, as it's still there for the time being. Again, for cases that are needed to win the deal and whatnot, you'll be able to have that opportunity. If we just take a look at the software versions, what I want to talk about here is which software version is supported on the new quantum security gateways. So as of April 2020, all quantum gateways will come with RAD.30 software. And once RAD.40 will be announced as the default version, which is a best practice of Checkpoint. We do it for all of our releases, which is based off a great adoption. All of the gateways will start shipping with RAD.40. Same applies for all future versions as they become Checkpoint's default recommended version. And also we get a lot of questions about which management software version is required to manage the new quantum security gateways. So RAD.10, 20, and 30 can all manage all new quantum security gateways. And just note that since the gateways were released only after RAD.10 and 20 versions, you'll need a jumbo hotfix, which is pretty straightforward for the ability to be able for the management to identify the gateways and actually manage them. You can see the relevant the hotfixes you'll need there. So example, an RAD10 management updated to the appropriate jumbo hotfix can manage a 16,000 running RAD.30. And just here, I want to just touch on the first question here. The rest is more deep into specifics. But what is the 16,600 hyperscale for Maestro? So again, this is a purpose-built for Maestro. We saw it in the comparison to another 6-rack earlier. And in Maestro orchestration, we had 4 of those in there. This is a 1U security gateway with the performance of a 2U. Okay, and this saves customers valuable rack space. And as mentioned, it's the most power efficient gateway in the industry, which is something to think about. And you'll have 2 versions of the 16,600 hyperscale. You'll have one from that's shipping from April 1st with the out-of-the-box software of RAD.30 SP. And then for high availability clusters, you'll have from April 30th RAD.40. And as mentioned, all of this is going, you'll be able to find in the product catalog. And we get a question, can I upgrade from the base to the plus configuration? So yes, you can add accessories to upgrade the base to the plus, but the only exception is the 6200, where base includes a single internal PSU and actually can't be upgraded to the plus, which has 2 internal PSUs. So with that, I'd like to go ahead and move to the Q&A. I hope you guys have been leaving your questions there. As well, we'll go ahead and launch the poll. It should take you a moment to fill out, and we'll go ahead and get to the rest of the Q&A. So we have some asking, when will the recording be available? We will be making it available in the coming days, the next day or two. You'll have the webinar recording as well as access to the presentation. As a reminder, the product catalog is live, so you'll have the data sheets as well that you'll be able to find there.
So we had several questions regarding the 6900 appliance. Where does it disappear? So when we launched a complete quantum lineup, we realized that we have too many appliances in the mid-range enterprise segment, and that the 6900 is no longer required. We are not end of life or end of sale, the 6900. We only remove it from the formal lineup or from the homepage, but we're still available via search and for quoting. There are quite a lot of questions regarding the Maestro. So currently, we have the 6200, 6600 appliances already certified for the Maestro. The remaining models will come later this year. As far as predefined bundles for Maestro, we're going to have them announced later in the April timeframe.
So we have questions regarding what we're doing with Checkpoint Maestro and the combination of different models. For example, using the 66, 67, 7000, for example. So this mix and match feature is expected for later this year. So to clarify regarding the Maestro there, so I can have, we use security groups in Maestro orchestrations. So in one security group, I can have security gateways there that are homogeneous, and in another security group, I can have different. The mix and match feature will allow different mixing and matching of security gateways within the same security group. We have someone asking when the training is available. You will be able to find it in the partner map. Just go ahead and go to our certifications and training, and you'll be able to see the CCME. And again, I want to remind everybody that this webinar was in fact recorded. We do appreciate you taking your time out of your day today to join us. We hope that you guys are staying safe out there. And we will be making this available as well as the materials for you in either today or for tomorrow. And as well, if you haven't already, please fill out the poll. This will allow us to continue providing more content that is relevant for yourselves. We thank you for all of your time again today, and we'll see you next time.